Like me, you probably have memories of sharing things with your friends at school. For me in the 80s, it was football stickers. Maybe for some of you, it was baseball or Pokemon cards. Well, for the kids in this film, it's syphilis.
What?
Yes, also known as teens and teen sex. From 2004, this is She's Too Young. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Hannah and she's the main character.
Hi.
She's a really nice kid and tonight she's going out for ice cream with her friends Dawn and Becca.
Hey, you want me to drive?
No, that's okay. Nick Hartman's driving.
Her mum's like, who is Nick Hartman? And Hannah's like, he's only the coolest boy in school.
How old is he?
He's 16.
Her mum's like, well, that's not happening. You're only 14. But it's too late. He's already there beeping the horn outside. So Hannah's mum goes out with her to meet him. Hannah's like, please don't embarrass me, mum.
I'd like your mother's number, please.
Mom!
Oh dear. When they leave, Hannah's dad's telling her mum to relax about this because it's only ice cream, but it isn't ice cream. Nick Hartman has driven them to this car park outside what looks like an internet cafe. As soon as they get there, Nick tells Hannah and Dawn to get out and takes Becca to a seedy motel. Becca's like, I hope you've remembered the condom, Nick. And he's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Oops. And then they bang. Back at the internet cafe, Hannah and Dawn are talking about how cool Nick is. Dawn's like, I think you should go out with him. But Hannah's like, what? He's with Becca. And Dawn's like, yeah, this week. Then Nick's friend Brad comes over and he's like, hi, Hannah, want to listen to a CD in my car?
No, thank you.
But Dawn's like, I'll do it. So they go out to his car. Hannah's left all alone, so she gets her mum to come and pick her up. The next day at school, we meet Hannah's friend Tommy. He's in love with Hannah, but runs off when Nick Hartman comes over because he's scared of him.
He's so gay.
Regular viewers of this channel may recognise the actor who plays Nick as Matt, the stalker from Stalked by My Husband's Ex. Anyway, Nick asks Hannah if she'd like to go with him to Brad's house on Friday. She's like, aren't you with Becca? And he's like, no, not really. So Hannah's like, oh, okay then. And now she's really excited about her first date with a boy. Then we get a glimpse of what Nick's life is like. His family are well off, but his parents are never around. So he's always at home alone watching people kiss on the internet. Hannah's friend Dawn's mum is sex positive, so she's all right about Dawn doing whatever she wants. Dawn's mum bumps into Hannah's mum in town. She's like, great news that Hannah's going on a date with Nick Hartman. Hannah's mum's like, what? I didn't know about this. Should I be worried?
Oh, no, not if you want her to be popular.
Yeah, Hannah's mum doesn't care about that. If she did, she wouldn't make Hannah play the cello. So Hannah's mum thinks it's time to tell Hannah about her first date.
I mean, the fingering was a little bit off.
Ew.
Hannah's like, that's enough of that, mum. Get out. Cut to Friday night and Nick takes Hannah to a party. It's a bit too crowded, so he takes her back to his house. And oh, look, he's got a hot tub.
Of course.
Nick's like, look, Hannah, I really like you. This isn't about sex at all. And she's like, wow, that's really sweet. So it looks like Nick's a really nice guy. When Hannah gets home, she messages Dawn on Teen Player. Dawn asks how it went, and Hannah's like, it was amazing. On Sunday after church, Hannah tells Becca that Nick didn't try anything on with her.
Wow, he must really like you. Or it's just some kind of strategy to get in your pants.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out. The next day at school, Dawn finds out that she has syphilis.
Poor thing.
And the school nurse has some questions for her.
I'm gonna need the names of anyone you've had sex with. Well, that includes oral sex. But I need to know how many boys you've had sex with.
Maybe 20?
You had sex with 20 boys?
That seems a bit like you're judging. But moving on. That night, Nick's taken Hannah to the car park again. But they quickly go back to his house to watch a movie. He gives her a necklace and tries to shag her. But she's like, no, I'm not ready. And he's like, fine, I'll just take you home then. And she's like, no, don't do that. And sucks him off. When he drops her off, he's like, you can tell everyone if you want. And she's like, what?
This could really boost your reputation.
Could it?
I don't think so.
When Hannah gets in, she messages Becca on Teen Player and tells her she didn't like it. But Becca's like, trust me, it gets better when you have full sex. Want to come over while I babysit tomorrow? Nick's gonna come over. And Hannah's like, okay. Just need to explain this. While in the US, this means Hannah's disappointed. Here in the UK, bumming means anal.
Yes.
So to clarify, Hannah is disappointed, not pegging Nick.
I see.
The next evening at Becca's house, Hannah, Dawn and Becca perform a dance for a 4-year-old child.
What?
I really don't know what to say about that, apart from that it happened.
Odd. Very odd.
Then Dawn's like, hey guys, guess what?
I have syphilis. Maybe you guys should get tested.
Becca's like, no, only real slags get that. And Dawn's like, look, Becca, we've shagged all the same people, so you've probably got it too. And Becca's like, whatever, Dawn. Nick and Brad are coming over, and I don't want them to find out about this. So Dawn leaves. Later, when Nick and Brad are there, Nick's like, right, let's go upstairs and watch a grotty DVD. And Brad's like, yeah, let's. Hannah doesn't look too keen, but goes up anyway. And as soon as they get up there, Nick, Brad, and Becca start taking their clothes off. Hannah's like, hang on, I'm not doing this. So Nick and Brad are going to have to make do with a spit roast.
Oh.
When Hannah gets home, she messages her friend Tommy on Team Player to tell him what a jerk Nick is. So it looks like Tommy can finally weasel his way in.
He's a creep.
Although we don't see Tommy knocking one out over the thought of Hannah, it's certainly implied. The next day at school, Nick is called into the school nurse. He's like, I'm busy, what's this about?
All right, straight up. Been exposed to syphilis.
So give me my magic bullet?
You may have infected others.
You better stick them all. Because I probably did.
Yeah. So the nurse goes to see the principal.
Anyone with AIDS?
Odds are it's bound to happen.
How can I help?
So some leaflets are handed out to all the students. Most of the kids are like, syphilis, whatever, and tear up the leaflets. The parents hear about this, and Becca's parents are really religious. So her mum's like, right, Becca, we know about this syphilis business. You're going to boarding school. And Becca's like, no, Mum, I'm only getting tested because Dawn's a slut, and she gave my name to the nurse. So Becca's mum calls Dawn's mum and tells her. Dawn's mum marches into Dawn's room, and she's like, you're having sex? And Dawn's like, yes, but probably not as often as you.
That's ridiculous.
Is it?
No.
Over at Hannah's, she's noticed a sore in her mouth. And later that night, things are pretty awkward around the dinner table. Hannah's mum's like, right, Hannah, we've heard about all this sex stuff going on at school.
Did anything happen between you and Nick?
No.
Then Hannah goes upstairs and Googles syphilis, and that's enough to get her to go and see the school nurse. And just like almost every other kid in this school, Hannah has syphilis.
Oh my God.
But her worst mistake is telling her mum, who turns into the chief of the syphilis police. The nurse is organising a meeting for all the parents about this, and Hannah's mum's going to try and get as many people she knows to come along. She speaks to Becca's mum first, but she's like, no, sorry, that's a private family matter. Then she goes to see Nick's mum, but she's not worried.
I'd probably worry more if you were unpopular.
Obviously, Hannah's really embarrassed about this, but regardless, her mum's made it her mission to stamp out syphilis and teen sex. The kids at school now hate Hannah's mum, especially Brad, who tries to run her off the road. Hannah's mum's like, right, what's his name? I need to call his parents. And Hannah's like, look, that's enough, mum. Stop calling people's parents. Cut to the meeting at the school, and hardly any parents have shown up. The nurse is like, okay, here's the problem. Some of these kids have had more than 50 sexual partners.
Very impressive indeed.
People start shouting about abstinence, blaming TV shows and music, and some parents just don't care.
My boy's just doing what I wanted to be doing at his age.
Yeah, I guess you have a point.
I don't have kids, but if I did, that would probably be my attitude. What would yours be? Answers in the comments, please. Anyway, at home, Hannah's getting loads of abusive messages on Teen Player, telling her mum's a stupid bitch.
Correctamundo.
So Hannah leaves the house. Becca's parents have told her she's definitely going to boarding school, so she runs away from home. When Hannah's mum gets home, she sees that Hannah's gone. So she calls Becca's mum, and she's like, is Hannah at your house? And Becca's mum's like, no, actually, my daughter's run away from home. So Hannah's mum goes into Hannah's room and sees the messages on Teen Player telling Hannah that her mum's a bitch.
Good.
Hannah's mum pretends to be Hannah and asks where the party is, and she's told it's at Brad's house. When she gets there, she sees stuff that she really doesn't like, and Hannah's not even there. She's at Tommy's, and they're just about to bang when Tommy's like, nah, I'm not really up for this.
You don't want to touch me because I'm a slut, right?
Yes.
So she leaves and goes to Brad's party. Meanwhile, Becca is having a threesome with two strangers in a car park, and Hannah's mum is driving around town looking for Hannah. When Hannah arrives at Brad's party, everyone's like, ugh, who invited you? Your mum's already been here trying to ruin it. But then she sees Brad, who tells her Becca's down in the basement. But she's not there. Brad just wanted to get her downstairs so he could force himself on her. Nick, who's having sex with another girl on the sofa, is like, hey, Brad, that's a bit out of order. But Brad carries on anyway. Then Tommy comes in.
Hey, Brad, let her go, man, or I email your face straight to 911.
So Brad's like, right, well, that's ruined my party. Everyone get out. Back at Becca's house, she feels dirty after a threesome, so she cries. Tommy's called Hannah's parents and they come and pick her up. She's like, sorry, Mum, you were right all along. And her mum's like, yeah, I know. And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.